Hello everyone. I am here to do a video about embellishments on paper clips, and I had posted a few of them the other day to Facebook and Instagram, and I don't have those to show you now because I already mailed them out. And I came here to make a video and make a few more and show you how I did it. But what happened was I started getting out bins of things, and the project morphed into something a little bit different. They're still paperclip embellishments, and I was excited about these because they make a wonderful short project as opposed to a full-blown junk journal that you can make for a recipient for any occasion, or for people who don't journal, or who have enough junk journals. And I've used this gorgeous sari medallion that I got from Sheila Gingrich at Boho Daydreams. As a matter of fact, this is for her. I'm going to send this to her. But as I started going through the supplies to make some more of these embellishments, they grew into something else. So I want to show you what I've done here. This tassel is actually attached to a little junk journal. And I used elephants as the theme. I put some buttons, you know, that Mrs. Cog thing going on, and this is just a little tassel attached with a Tim Holtz mini paperclip. And then inside I've got some elephant washi, and I put little sari ribbon tabs at the top, and little image in here with tiny tea-dyed tag with another elephant on it. So, and that pops right in there. And this actually solves a problem for me. I have several gifts I need to send out, and to people who don't journal. One to an older lady who does not junk journal at all and has a few journals already of mine sitting there. So I came up with this type of thing, but I started digging into the beautiful sari medallions. So here's another one also with the elephant charm, and I put some rust colored tassels at the bottom there and attached it onto the paperclip with a little sari ribbon. That's actually some Lyrics sari ribbon. And this also has a little elephant journal in it, even smaller than the last one. So just a really fun little thing. And I like these because they can be put onto the edge of a page in a calendar, a planner. Even people who don't keep formal planners have schedule for birthdays, doctor appointments, vacations, and things, and this will clip nicely right onto the side of the page, and, you know, kind of spruce it up without them having to go full junk journal mode. This one I made, this just has a simple tag in it. I guess I can zoom out just a little bit. And they all start with the jumbo paper clip and with the curl in it. I've just attached the silk on. I'll show you in just a minute how I did this. And I just made a little tag. Put some buttons and a tassel, so that'll attach right onto a page as well. And then there's this one. I just love the beaded detail in that, the beads and sequins. And I actually sewed it on with several pieces of sari silk, not ribbon. This actually was material that I cut, and a piece of another medallion that I cut to be a tuck spot. And I just made this little bohemian insert. Kind of like a journal. I could only fit one button on that. And just to hold her in, I made a charm out of the bulldog clip, which then could also help hold it onto the page once this is clipped on. So those are the fancy clips I made, and I wanted to show you how I did that. So the first thing we're going to start with is a paper clip. Basic office paper clips, jumbo and regular size. Most of these I've made with the jumbo clips. And I'm taking my round nose pliers. I'm going to just point this outside edge out just a little bit and grab it. And I'm just going to roll it over once. You bend it and then you roll it and it's curled. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the inside piece. I'm going to roll it in the same direction. So I'm going to bend it so that I can grab it. And I'm just going to roll it over once. It's as simple as that. With the smaller paper clips, I've seen people curl them inside and out. I usually just do the outside on the smaller paper clips. Doesn't leave too much real estate here on the inside if you curl that as well. And if you've got anything bulky or heavy being held on with a small paper clip, if I curled the small one in, there would hardly be anything left to actually clip onto the page. So with the smaller ones, I just do the outside. I'm not sure how Tracy did that. I have to go back and find her video. Tracy Fox is the one who got me hooked on curling my paper clips, and I curl them all now. I've got a pair of these at my desk. Even if it's going in a file drawer with some bills or information for tax time, it gets a curly paper clip. So this is our basis. And then what I did was I cut strips of canvas, my favorite delivery vehicle, and I just folded it over the bottom flat part of this and sewed it on my sewing machine. You could do a straight stitch. You could even glue it and let it glue. But once you've got that on, then you've got like a blank palette, and you're ready to go with a collage and decorating. And that's what we're going to do here. So I want to make an embellishment to go into a purple journal that I'm doing for a swap. And I've put the piece of canvas on the paper clip, and it's just over 1.5 inches wide by 4 inches long. So I know I actually took a page from the Muse from my Etsy shop, and I reduced the print to probably 5 by 7, and actually took out the image on it that said the Muse. So I'm going to just distress this up here. For this, yep, that's good. I thought it would fit on that canvas. So I have an image. You don't necessarily need to put an image on one of these. They do well with the there's a fly in here. I don't know if he's been through the camera. He keeps distracting me. I'm sorry. Okay. So I've got all these gorgeous sequins and beaded sari pieces that came from Sheila Gingrich at Boho Daydreams. She has just an amazing assortment of things at her fingertips. I just can't even imagine how she compiles this, and I'll put her link below the video to her YouTube. And she doesn't have an Etsy, but you can contact her through her YouTube. I believe on her about page you can find her her email and such, and just amazing stuff she puts together. So I want to cover the canvas before I put the image on, and I do have this piece with a lot of purple in it that I like. So I'm thinking, I'm really not constrained to get everything onto the canvas as long as I can attach it to the canvas and be aware that the clip is going that way. So it's going to be on the edge of a page somewhere here. Whatever protrudes off the canvas is going to be sticking off the page or out of the book. So I try to get everything that's going to be hanging off that way or down, so it is inside and on the page, unless it's, something foofy that you want hanging off. And I don't want to put the image right onto the beads. So if I put it above, like so, yeah, that'll work. And then most of this will be on the canvas and the rest can drape off. I don't want to cut through that. Yeah, we'll use that strip. So I have cut this beaded and sequined gorgeous strip just slightly wider than this, so the canvas does not show when I attach it on. And I'm going to put the image above it, but I still want to cover that canvas. So I grabbed a piece of, this is regular, is it any of it regular? This is sari ribbon that came in a skein that I ironed from Victorian Gypsy Girl. And I'm just going to take a snippet. I love this because the crosshairs are purple on the edge, but the silk running this way is blue. So I'm just going to cut a piece. To put underneath all of this. I guess I could make that a little straighter. There we go. And there's my base for putting this together. So before I do anything else, I want to attach that silk down to the canvas. And if you haven't seen my method for this, you might be a little shocked, but we're going to finger paint with some Fab-Tac glue. Fabrifix, Fabri-Tac, Beacon 3-in-1. I hear it's all the same. If I just put the sari onto that, it's going to bleed through and leave splotches. But if you just take your finger and spread it out so there's no bubbles, so there's no what I call glops, you can press this right on. And in just a minute, it will be on there. Good. And there is no staining through. There's no bleeding through. So long as you spread it out with your finger and make sure there's no bubbles. And then I'm going to do the same down here. How far down? Yeah, that's good. It's so quiet. Okay. Oh, just make sure that's spread. See how it gets dark if it shows on top? But it's spread out and it will not bleed through this. Should not bleed through this. Really haven't had any problem with doing it this way. Just make sure it's a thin coat of it, spreading it out. You can always go back and lift up a corner and add more, but if it bleeds through, you can't take it off. So err on the side of caution. There we go. So I'm gonna just give that a minute to dry and go over to my sewing machine and just stitch right around on top of this picture, and I will be right back. So I've got that stitched on, and this is what the back looks like right now. really not worried about the back looking good, and you'll get the canvas will shed a stream or two here and there. That's fine, and sometimes so does the silk. I want to make sure nothing on the back is going to catch on the page when it hooks on, so nice and smooth. You know me, we got to do some buttons. I've got some purple buttons. I don't know what shades. It's a small picture. I guess we could fit 3 buttons on there. What shades of buttons? It's almost a plum. Ooh, decisions. Usually I don't show my agonizing over buttons on camera. You have no idea. I could play with buttons for 30 minutes before I pick out 3 or 5 to put on a junk journal cover. Too funny. I was trying to sew the buttons on film and I could not hit the hole to save my life. You guys know how many buttons I sew on by hand. And I love sewing buttons, and I couldn't do it on camera. Don't button shame me. When I sew buttons on and I have the back exposed, I take my Tim Holtz tissue tape. It's thinner than washi, and it sticks wonderful to canvas. And what I do is I just take the back of the thread there, you know, knowing someone will be sliding this on and off a book page or their calendar or whatever, and it will just help seal in those extra little threads from the back of the purple buttons. So I want to cover up the top where the canvas meets the sari there, and I get these little tea-dyed appliques, and then I fussy cut them. And maybe I could just find a droopy wisp or something that will cover. Ooh, I kind of like that. Yeah, I'll just fussy cut that one. Wrong scissors. Before I started making junk journals, I was making picture albums and things, and I watched the ladies who did tutorials for graphic 45 paper, and they can fussy cut anything. Oh, I don't know if I can handle that top piece. So I got to the point now where I will fussy cut just about anything to make it fit on the page. I don't know. Oh, decisions. And after fussing with that for 10 minutes or so, I think I'm just going to use this little wispy daisy end part. Yeah, that will do. And once again, with my wonderful fab tack, I'm just going to attach that right on the top. It shouldn't impede the clip moving at all. I'm not really gluing it to anything but the blue sari and a tad to the canvas, I suppose, but that should be just fine. needs something else. Needs a word. I know it's got a word. I know Muse is up there. It's just we have a place that's crying for something else there. How about a word? I was using this flashcard earlier. Yeah, we can put Bohemian there. So I am just going to rip right around this word. Some distress ink. I print my flashcards, my word cards, onto cream ivory colored cardstock. Those footsteps you might be able to hear is Cog out on the porch. He is... Yeah, I can roll with that. He is staining those new windows. He's replacing the big window that's in front of me with a pretty new Pella window and the windows in our office. Out there we're trying to beat dark 30. Me with my video and him with staining. We always run out of day. Keep petitioning for more hours in the day, but they don't come. So I want to put something, maybe a charm up here. I got out these Celestial Sunshine Moon charms. I thought they would go well with, oh, I like that. I thought these would go well with the whole Bohemian theme. Got my pliers. I'm just going to hook this right on there. Like so. And there we go. Yeah, I can definitely live with that. So Vicki, I'll put this in your journal. That was fun. Well, thank you for joining me for this edition of complicated curly paperclip embellishments for the page. I had a lot of fun making these, and I'm sure I'll be making more. Like I said, I will put the link for Sheila's YouTube channel below this video, and I'll stick in the link for Victorian Gypsy Girl, where I get my Sorry ribbon as well. And I'll get this purple tag off in a package to you soon, Vicki. And a few of these things off to you, Sheila. Thanks so much for joining me. And I'll be back with you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye.